Hello YouTube. This is video number 2 of my little outing on 1431. So I'm adding this on to the end of the other, and I'm not sure if that's even going to be possible. So my editing skills may not be that awesome. So yeah, in the previous video we talked a little bit about seating positions you're riding, and we talked about other vloggers and rambled on about other bullshit for a little while. But I wanted to talk a little bit more about your confidence as a rider if you decide to get into this, or if you're a rider already. It's kind of a bar that you have to break through, right? So one day you'll just be riding along and you'll be taking some shit and it'll be scaring you. And then, you know, one day it'll just you know, it'll go off in your head. You'll be like, oh shit, this makes perfect sense. What the fuck have I been freaking out about? And, you know, you'll be able to ride just about anything you want. But it's important that you have your gear on. And gear, to me, made the biggest change as far as confidence. Like, I really gained a whole lot of confidence when putting my gear on. And the reason why is, you know, that goes through your head about, you know, I might be able to fall down and survive. You know, whereas before you may be like, yeah, road rash looks like it hurts, fuck that, yeah, I don't really want to break anything today, so I'm not going to do that either, and it'll constantly be in your head. So one thing you have to do for sure is get some kind of gear, and gear is cheap, so remember that. You don't have to go out and get the gear like I've got all Alpine Stars leather shit, and it's not their cheap stuff. But you can also get mesh gear, you can get textile, you can get, you know, some lower end leather. And really, anything is better than nothing. So it kind of goes like this. Mesh is first, right? It's probably not the safest, but it works. The next after that is textile. So textile is literally cotton and Kevlar mesh equipment. It works kind of better than mesh for the most part, but in a crash you probably wouldn't notice the difference between the two. Then you have, you know, like leather. You can get 2-piece suits or just a jacket, whatever. That shit works pretty good. And then you got the higher end stuff like the Alpine Stars track pants and their, you know, their higher end 1-piece suits and things like that. And that's not necessary. That's going a little far unless you're doing track stuff. I mean, you probably want to get some armor. So if you're doing like mesh and textile, be sure to get Under Armour. Not literally Under Armour, the brand, but armor that goes underneath your gear. So you want to be sure to get hip pads. That's like the most common injury is bruised hips. You want to be sure to have some knee pads so you don't, you know, bust your knee on the ground as you're landing on it. You for sure want real gloves, and you want real boots. You know, if you watch YouTube, watch some crashes. You know, just search motorcycle crashes and watch what hits the ground first. It's almost always the person's head, so you want a good helmet. It's almost always their feet and hands, because you instinctively want to put out your feet and your hands when you're falling. So you want to be sure that you have good gloves, good boots, and the rest isn't that important. Like, you can have a decent jacket, decent mesh jacket, and get along just fine. You can have some nice overpants that have some armor in them and be just fine there too. But don't be a noob. Don't be that asshole who has on a white beater and some blue jeans and some flip-flops. That sucks. Do yourself a favor, get some pants, get a jacket, get some gloves, boots, and a helmet. You know, some people are like, oh, that takes away from the experience. You're not out in the wind, you're not feeling everything. Fuck that. I would much rather ride with all my gear on than not ride at all. And that's enough for me. I've been down 2 or 3 times in my day, and every time the gear has saved me and I've walked away from everything. well, besides that first one, that first accident I had on my bike, I was wearing 0 gear, and I was pretty bad off. That's where I learned that you need to wear your damn gear. So yeah, excluding that one, modern day crashes, that is. So yeah, wear your gear, kids, and don't try to do too much. Don't have your cell phone out. Don't have a vlogger cam on or any of that shit. Just learn to ride first. Do all the other shit later. And by learn to ride, I mean 4 or 5 years of good riding experience. But I know, like, some of you guys are watching this video and you're like, I want to get into vlogging, so maybe that's the catalyst to get you on a bike. Hey, that's cool, man. Whatever. But remember to take it easy. Go around in your neighborhoods. Don't jump on the freeway. Don't take a cross-country trip and shit. Just, stay in your neighborhood. Go to a track. Practice in parking lots. Do some vlogging there first before you take it out on the street. And now that I'm done preaching, I think that's going to do it for this video. This is about as far as I'm going to go down this road. And next time I'll actually start the video a little further down. And that's out in Marble Falls. And there's some really cool turns and some cool scenery and stuff like that. We'll get down at Lake Travis. And I never did find that boat ramp. It's around here somewhere. But thanks again for watching my videos. I don't know if any of this was even audible, so you may be just hearing the first audio right now. So everything I said may have just been washed out, but thanks again for watching my videos. I'm gonna go